I don't want to seem like an Act-Man React channel, but I don't know, 3 videos. It's kind of looking that way. It's kind of looking that way, boys. Okay. Why Star Wars Battlefront 3 will never be released.
What's up, everybody? This is the Youngling Killer Man here, and today...
What a title. What a title.
We went back to play Battlefront 2, and I was having so much fun with my buddies, but then I became really confused. As I was meditating and watching those...
Why were you confused?
Just like the simulations, I saw a vision of the future. It was a dark vision, so horrible I almost shudder to think about it. No. I saw a future completely devoid of Star Wars Battlefront 3.
And that might just be the reality. That might just be the reality in case... Because, dude, the Classic Edition is coming out next week. Like, the Classic Collection, Battlefront 1 and 2. They're coming out next week! So, we get to play the classic games HD remaster, I'm pretty sure, on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series S and X. But we don't get that third game. Not yet, anyway. It could happen. We could get they could finish up with the third version of the game and just drop it on us out of nowhere. Is it gonna happen? Probably not, but hey, it's not out of the realm of possibility.
I recently had an epiphany. It's like, why hasn't Battlefront 3 been announced yet? I mean, it's been almost 6 years since the last one. What could possibly be taking so long?
I don't want an EA Battlefront 3. I'm sorry, I don't. I want the original. Like, give us the original build of Battlefront 3. If you want to scale it up graphically, like, then don't release it to us right away. Just like scale it up graphically, iron out a lot of the bugs, and just give that to us. Just don't have EA make it the third game, man. I don't want it. I don't want to see EA's take on the third game, because it's gonna be monetized to hell. Oh god, there's gonna be so many bad decisions. Just, I don't want to see that, man.
And then it hit me like a blaster bolt to the groin. Battlefront 3 is taking so long because they're not making it.
Impossible. Perhaps the archives are incomplete.
They're not. The archives are complete. They're not making it. If you wanna see what Battlefront 3 would have been like, there's a mod for Battlefront 2, the classic Battlefront 2, called Battlefront 3 Legacy. They do a pretty good job at recreating what the game would have been like. So yeah, I recommend downloading that mod. I may or may not put a link to it in the description of the video that I'm making out of this, but you know, it's a great foresight into seeing what a third game could have looked like. I mean, and not to mention, there was supposed to be, you know, space to surface battle. Like, you could go up into space and attack an enemy starship while at the same time, you know, fighting on the ground of a planet. That was ambitious. It was too good to be true. That's it. It was too good to be true. God, now I'm sad. I just watched a video about Rooster Teeth and now I'm sad again. God damn it. God damn it all.
And then I had an even worse realization. Battlefront 3 will likely never be released.
That's about everybody's reaction. That's about that Darth Vader is about everyone's reaction to that. Oh,
There's
shoot.
always 2 there are. No more, no less. At this point...
Holy crap. Dude, no. I just realized something too. Dude, the rule of 2. It's literally the rule of 2. Oh no. Oh shoot, man. Oh no, it's literally the rule of 2. There can only be 2. God, no. Oh no. No. Oh, god damn it all. Bro. You know what? I'll just detail my comment. I'll just detail what I said in my comment. We're not getting Battlefront 3. We're not getting Titanfall 3. And we didn't get the promised Overwatch 2 PvE experience. We truly live in the worst timeline imaginable. But then again, you know, Helldivers 2 is out now, so maybe it's not all bad. Maybe it's not all bad in the Western Battlefront.
Point, I'm convinced this series is cursed to never replicate the movies and create its own complete trilogy. So today, that's what we're going to talk about. The tragedy of Star Wars Battlefront 3. But first, why is Battlefront so important? Yes, this is a dumb question, but Star Wars has seen hundreds of games release over the last 40 years.
I'll answer why Battlefront 3 is, well, why Star Wars Battlefront is so important in my own way. Cause it was outside of Battlefield 1942, and you know, Battlefield Vietnam. Star Wars Battlefront was one of the pioneers of the all-out warfare subgenre of FPS slash TPS games. It was one of the grandparents of that subgenre. Cause, dude, okay, I challenge you all in the comments section. Name me one other all-out warfare game that came out before the classic Star Wars Battlefront. And again, I said Battlefield 1942, Battlefield Vietnam, so you can't use those. I challenge you to find one other game that is an all-out warfare game that's like Battlefield or Battlefront that came out before Battlefront. If you made it this far and you didn't click off immediately, because people have a tendency of doing that for my videos. I don't know why. But please, I implore you guys, give me an example, because I'm pretty sure it was this game in Battlefield that pioneered the all-out warfare subgenre.
Years across every conceivable genre. And amongst all of these Star Wars games, I'd go out and say Battlefront 3 is the most important and iconic. It combines virtually everything we love about Star Wars into a single game. Epic space battles, intense boots on the ground combat, large-scale warfare with vehicles.
And I'm gonna say this, and this might piss a lot of people off, but it needs to be said because it's the truth. The OG Battlefront games do it so much better than a lot of modern FPS games. Like a lot of first-person shooters, a lot of tactical shooters. The OG Battlefront series does that stuff so friggin' much better, dude. And it's not even close. I mean, dude, dear God, if you want an example, dude, Rise of the Empire, and you know, this might be a no-brainer, but Rise of the Empire is so much better. It's so much better compared to something like, you know, the MW3 campaign, like, you know, the MW3 2023 campaign. And again, you might be like, Ace, but you're just stating the obvious. You know, the obvious needs to be stated. I'm just gonna say it. The obvious needs to be stated.
Clones, droids, Wookiees, Ewoks, tons of different classes stretching across all three eras of the films. All our favorite heroes and villains duking it out across
all three eras. Or, you know, if we're gonna count the sequel, if we're gonna count that sequel era, I mean, those aren't mainline. The sequels weren't canon. Let's just keep it a buck. The sequels were just they're just a fanfic.
Several different planets. Battlefront to me always felt like Star Wars' answer to other mainstream online shooters. Something that could go toe-to-toe with whatever the top shooter is.
Battlefield 1942, Vietnam, Battlefield 2. Battlefront could stand up to those games. And that was dude, keep in mind, OG Battlefront games were released by Pandemic Studios, before the license for Star Wars was taken by EA. Battlefield and Battlefront were competitors at the time. They were in competition with each other. And it kind of sucks now because, well, both are under the umbrella of EA. Well, at least one is partially, because they kind of got their license revoked. Yep. So we could finally get Star Wars games from somebody other than, Greed A. Greed A? Yeah, I tried to do something, but I don't know if it worked or not.
Fortnite, Halo, COD, doesn't matter. Battlefront can compete with it. And not to mention the fan service these games provided and memorable one-liners.
Now hear this, all hands
Man your battle stations. I've been playing a lot of the OG Battlefront 2 recently, because like I said last week, I reinstalled it. I done reinstalled Battlefront 2. And I got actually got a really cool mod called Star Wars Battlefront 2: The Saga Edition. I actually will link that one in the description if I remember to. If you have OG Battlefront 2, I definitely recommend checking out the Saga Edition mod. It's really fun. It basically changes up a lot of the game, but I feel like it does it a little bit better. And yeah, it feels like the revamped Galactic Conquests, chef's kiss, amazing. Again, I'm gonna link it if I remember to. You will have a little bit of an issue if you have Battlefront 2 on Steam, because it's really finicky to actually launch the game properly. Because if you don't do it right, you're just gonna launch the vanilla game, which yeah, not great.
All 4 mainline Battlefronts are in the top 10 list of best-selling Star Wars titles ever.
Yep.
The Battlefront series has sold well over 43 million copies. That's
Rightfully
like
so.
Fourth of all Star Wars video game sales. And that's what's so confusing about this. EA has historically been, well, how would I put this? A company that might secretly be run by Mr. Krabs.
You know what? I would like to think. I seriously think it is. Mr. Krabs is running the show behind EA. Like, it's their CEO has just been wearing a disguise. It's just Mr. Krabs, and he pulls off the human disguise. Oh no! Oh no!
This good for the plot.
Battlefront is just an awesome series. It's an amazing concept, and better yet, it's a money printing machine. And they've decided to turn it off? Huh? Star Wars Battlefront 3
it literally doesn't make any sort of logical sense as to why EA didn't decide to have a third game in production. Because, dude, even if it's not the original, it would have sold like crazy. Like, let's be real, it would have sold incredibly well. Like, let's not pretend that nobody would buy a new Battlefront game from EA. You would be foolish if you thought that. I'm sorry. It's ridiculous to think that that wouldn't be the case.
Happening? DICE won't get the chance to make it?
No fucking way!
What kind of nonsense is this?
So nobody's working on a new Battlefront game. Why? Just in case you had the tiniest sliver of hope that I might be wrong about this, according to this VentureBeat article, DICE and EA are not working on Battlefront 3 and have no plans to.
I mean, like, good that they're not doing it, but at the same time, if not EA, then who? That's the main question you gotta ask. Is anybody else gonna step up to the plate and pick up where EA left off? Is it ever going to happen? I would like to believe maybe it will. Maybe we just have to hold out hope, but at the end of the day, hope is not a 100% guarantee. And that's what sucks.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take out your lightsabers and join me in a moment of silence.
I don't have I only have a dollar store lightsaber. It's under my bed. I can't grab it right now. I have like a dollar store freaking lightsaber. It's one of the telescopic ones. That's the color of just the color of the blade. I actually want to get a good LED lightsaber at some point. I don't know when. I don't know from who. But I want to get one. I really do. God, man.
And the craziest thing about it, apparently EA rejected a sales pitch from DICE for Battlefront 3.
Okay, so they didn't.
I guess
so
everyone was.
So they didn't want to actually. So it was EA that didn't want it. DICE wanted to do it. Like, DICE was all in on doing Battlefront 3, but EA just flat out said they didn't want to. And yeah, DICE is owned by EA, so whatever they say is final. Like, it's not like they could go to another publisher and say, hey, we have this idea for a game. We have this idea for like a third Star Wars Battlefront game. EA doesn't want us to do it. Will you let us do it? Like, it's not like that. They can't just do that. Which kind of sucks because, I feel like DICE, I feel like EA is kind of just... How do I say it? I'm trying to say it in the PG way. Oh yeah, EA is screwing over DICE. It's not just with Star Wars Battlefront. I feel like genuinely this goes back to, me wanting to react to that Battlefield 5 video. I have a sneaking suspicion. I have a big sneaking suspicion that DICE wanted to continue working on Battlefield 5, but EA just said, no, we're not doing that. You're gonna start work on 2042. You're not getting another chance to continue your work on this. You're going to 2042. You're done with Battlefield 5. It's over. Which I could be completely wrong about that, but it wouldn't be a crazy thought to think. It would not be crazy to believe that EA is keeping DICE from doing what they want to do. It would not be insane to think that.
Putting all their eggs in the 2042 basket.
It's a bold strategy.
Yep. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear.
G Cotton, let's see if it pays off for him.
He chose one.
Yeah, that was a big mistake. That was a massive freaking blunder.
As Tom Henderson says, due to licensing costs, it takes 20% more sales to make the same money, said one past developer. So EA was concerned about not getting 20% more sales than usual. Buddy? Buster? My guy? My dude? It's Star Wars. It's Battlefront. It sells on its...
Yeah. Please lower your volume, because I'm gonna giving you a fair warning. Hang on.
My brother in Christ, it's Star Wars. Like he said, people are going to buy it. People are going to buy a third Battlefront game. Again, what the hell are you talking about?
I don't understand, dude. It's gonna sell like hotcakes. It's like he said again, it's a money printer. People are gonna buy it. I don't get it. I don't get why. You just shot yourself in the foot with a buckshot, trying to cure an itch. Oh god, dude.
Name alone. I mean, just think about how fucking hyped people would be if Battlefront 3 got announced. Remember how I talked about Baldur's Gate 3 being the culmination of Larian's work on RPGs? That's what I feel like Battlefront 3 could have been.
It really could have. It could have been. It genuinely could have been, the Baldur's Gate of, FPS games or TPS games. It could have been that way, but unfortunately, they didn't want. Again, it genuinely all comes back to companies not wanting to take risk, because yeah, I don't see why else they wouldn't want to do this. Like, it's just the fear of taking that risk. Like, if it ends up flopping, then like the options ends up flopping, yeah, that would be bad for them. But again, it's Star Wars. It's not going to flop. Oh my god. It's just the fear of failure that keeps these people, not wanting to innovate.
Maybe if they didn't stop working on the second game to make 2042, life would be a lot different and better. Just in case there weren't enough reasons to be...
Again, 2042 at launch was absolutely it was criminal, the way that game launched. Oh my god. It was bug ridden. It was, unpolished. The sandbox was just completely neutered compared to, a game like Battlefield 1 at launch. Like, especially given the fact that, they decided to forego the 4-class system in place of, operators, because, hey, Rainbow Six Siege is popular. Hey, Call of Duty has operators now. Oh, that new game by Riot, Valorant, they have operators there too. We should have operators in our game. Dumb as hell. That's all I gotta say. It was so stupid. Like, why did you have to change the identity of the game? It's not Battlefield in the way that oh my god. Again, they really crapped the bed with that game.
Be salty about 2042. Its godforsaken release is a huge reason why EA is distancing themselves from DICE. In turn, DICE has decided thank you, that they'll be focusing entirely on fixing 2042 as of June.
Wait, so was it actually DICE that screwed themselves over and not EA? Because because then if that's the case, then disregard the statement that I made a few moments back. Disregard that completely, because yeah, it was just conspiracy theorist. Oh my god, you're freaking you are so stupid, Ace. You're so dumb. You're so I'm sorry, just self-loathing right there. But again, it was just conspiracy theorist Ace trying to piece things together.
June 22nd last year, I don't think anything has changed. DICE's general manager says, "We are only focusing on 2042. There is no time for anything else. In 3 years, we want to be the first-person shooter powerhouse that DICE deserves to be." DICE certainly deserves to be an FPS powerhouse, because they're not right now, and that's what this statement implies.
Yeah.
It is such a quiet thing to fall, but far more terrible is to admit it.
DICE is in a rebuild season right now, probably for a few seasons, which makes sense. She also said, "I want the team to be really proud about Battlefield 2042. That is what they are chasing."
Dude, nobody should be proud of that. Especially the way it launched. Nobody should be proud of that. It was god awful, dude. Like, oh my god. How could they do that to Battlefield, man? Like, how could they make it the way that it was, the way that they made it? It wasn't good. It was not good at all, and they decided to service it anyway. I don't know why. I genuinely want to know why.
And they have their hearts and passion there. You know, I was gonna make a joke about abandoning a ship that's already been sunk, but I can respect it. If you take a massive dump in the kitchen, you can't just wait for it to decompose. You gotta clean that up. Get some disinfectant.
Oh my god, dude, this was the glitch. Like, you'd shoot at an enemy, and the bullets would go right through them as if they were a ghost. This was the freaking. That was the glitch. That was the god. I'm getting mad again. I'm getting furious. Oh my god. Dude, I cannot tell you how much this infuriated me when I first played Battlefield. When I first played multiplayer, and this was the issue. This was the main thing I had an issue with. The bullets not registering. Like, the shots they would still. I swear, I'm about to blow a gasket right now. Let's just keep going, because, you know, I'm gonna get canceled if I keep going this way.
I can understand why fixing Battlefield 2042 is more of a priority in terms of, like, pride, but I don't quite understand why DICE isn't pursuing the more lucrative option. Probably because of EA. You know, 2042 was so bad in my eyes.
Okay, this is confusing me. So it is EA's fault, or this is confusing me, dude. I don't know who to put the blame on. Is it EA's fault or is it DICE's fault? I don't know. I don't know, man. This is way too confusing. I want to know. I want to know so bad.
That working on it does feel like a lost cause, because I'm probably never going to play it again. I doubt that game's launch is something they can recover from.
Yeah, I'm not playing 2042 again. What I will be playing is Battlefield 1, because god damn, that game's the GOAT. Yeah, I like Battlefield 1 a lot better than 4. That's just, don't at me, that's just my little take.
Like the launch of BF2, I'd rather them go back to updating that, to be quite honest. Even if we're impatient as fuck and want a Battlefront 3 ASAP, I don't think anybody wants DICE, at least current DICE, to make one.
Hell to the frickin' no. No shot. No way. DICE should be as far away from a third game as humanly possible. again, if you want to release a third game, there's like the original one should still be out there somewhere in the ether. You could probably fish for it, probably upscale the graphics and just release that as the third game and just have it be part of the original Battlefront trilogy. That would be preferable to, starting from scratch and, having DICE get their hands on it, which, again, no.
Perhaps fixing and improving 2042 is a test for DICE, and if they prove themselves, maybe they'll get another shot. At the very least, we have a consolation prize, because at least 2 other Star Wars games are in development, an FPS being developed by Respawn, and an unnamed strategy game. So those are some pretty big reasons why we're not getting Battlefront 3 anytime soon, but...
I didn't really hear a lot about the strategy game. Also, yeah, there's a Ubisoft game coming out. Again, it's coming from Ubisoft, so I don't really have that much faith in it. There's another game too that's being... I think it's called Star Wars Echoes, I believe. I could be completely wrong about the name, but I think it's going to be a PlayStation exclusive. Oh no, a Star Wars Eclipse. That was it. Yeah, that was the PlayStation exclusive game from what I heard. And the Respawn one is going to be like a Mandalorian type game. So, yeah. That's a plus.
Is it still possible to get it in the unforeseen future? I don't know, man. There's a lot of hurdles to overcome. Like monetization. I'm not sure who loves live service games more, Activision or EA, but it's safe to say I bet a lot of higher-ups were pissed they had to pull loot boxes out of the game at the last minute. I mean, the entire internet got so pissed. It completely derailed their monetization plan.
And that's still affecting this game to this day. Like, dude, every time I load in, like, every time, like, when I used to play Battlefront 2 in 2021, I want to say, because I think it was the last time I played it. Every time that I played it, I ran into somebody with a stack of freaking purple star cards, dude. God damn it. Oh, that I swear to God, man. Every single time I died to one of those people, I wanted to chuck my controller out my second story window. Oh, this is so infuriating, man. It was so friggin' infuriating.
Plans, and they didn't even introduce microtransactions into Battlefront 2 until 5 months after release. That's 5 months of loot box sales they missed out on. No doubt this left a bad taste in EA's mouth. It left a bad taste in all our mouths, man. Sometimes I still get a faint whiff of goat vomit every time I think about someone paying for star cards.
Yeah.
Like Battlefield 2042,
everyone
it seems the continued updates, development, and content for Battlefront 2 was there to repair the game's image, as well as DICE's. They ended up replacing loot boxes with paid cosmetics, many that were awesome, but no way in Hoth did they make more money than they would have with loot boxes.
But still, people are gonna buy... There are people who are gonna buy cosmetics. Like, it's not a foreign concept. People want to, like, have something that looks cool. I mean, when they released the clone variants, yeah, like, I know a lot of people probably paid real money to, like, look like they were in, like, the 212th or some other regiment of the Clone Wars. I don't quite remember all of them. All I know is the 212th and the 501st. Yeah, but people, I know that, yeah. I mean, people love, well, at least a few people love the Titanfall 2 cosmetic system. I'm one of those people, because it doesn't involve loot boxes. You get to see what you pay for. You get to pick what you like, and it doesn't rotate. More games should have. If they're gonna have paid cosmetics, more games should definitely be like Titanfall 2. 100%.
In this sense, Battlefront 3 might seem too risky to the EA higher-ups, and a game like that is gonna need funding. The stigma around this series is also too strong to ignore. I mean, loot boxes became associated with gambling, and several countries introduced new legislation as a result. This was basically the straw that broke the camel's back, and now everyone has slowly but surely abandoned the loot box model.
Again, I'm going to say this, and I will say this as many times as I feel like I need to. The loot box system in Overwatch is leagues better than what is current in Overwatch 2. Because I mean, you didn't need to pay money to get loot boxes. You could get one like every single time you leveled up, or I think they gave a few loot boxes away for free during certain events. So yeah, you didn't need to pull out your credit card and basically buy like 30 loot boxes. You could earn them for free, and you had the chance of getting some pretty cool cosmetics. As opposed to Overwatch 2, where I think the metric actually turned out to be like over 300 years to get every single cosmetic for every single character in the game. And I think it's going to keep increasing the more characters that they add. So yeah, much better system. I'll tell you that.
The cold hard truth is that yes, we defeated the loot box menace, but we paid a heavy price for that. Battlefront 3 was the cost of that victory.
And also, there are more. Companies have found like more heinous ways to monetize their games. And yeah, like we got rid of loot boxes, but dude, we didn't have the hindsight to see what that could lead to, and a lot of these games are like egregiously monetized now. Ugh, good God, man.
Any announcement for Battlefront 3 would bring up that same discussion again, How the hell would they monetize this game without pissing people off? Well, paid premium cosmetics are always a barrel to dip into. So the bottom line, DICE...
I'm also gonna say this. The fact that you can't earn credits in Halo Infinite is pretty freaking dumb. Like, it's pretty stupid that you can't do that, because that would be that's one of the easiest things that they could probably figure out. And they haven't done it. Like, there are some cosmetics in Halo Infinite that I would genuinely want to get, but unfortunately, you have to buy the premium currency. You can't earn it by playing the game. You have to buy it, and that just makes me irritated again. I hate modern gaming. That's not entirely true. I just hate certain aspects of it.
DICE and EA aren't working on Battlefront 3 because it's too much of a clusterfuck. And although these reasons make sense, it doesn't make it any less disappointing. But Actman, I have an ace up my sleeve, a trump card. What if another studio were to make it? I hate to disappoint you, but that idea is more improbable than DICE making it.
I mean, I wouldn't say that now, because Prime Exhibit, the Classic Collection, is coming out next week. And, like, I don't think it would be that far of a stretch. I mean, it would be a pretty long stretch, but it wouldn't be that long to where it would be, like, completely improbable. Maybe, just maybe, EA will cough up the original Star Wars Battlefront 3 project, because I think it's them that has it under locks. And they could cough up that project, and I think and the studio making the remaster could technically fix up that game, maybe upscale the graphics a little bit, and yeah, that could be a thing that happens. But again, that's not probable. It's a pretty far stretch, and yeah, now that I think about it, it is improbable. God damn it.
I mean, I guess EA doesn't hold a monopoly on the Star Wars video game license anymore. I suppose anybody could make Battlefront 3, but here's the conundrum. We all have pretty high expectations for an official third Battlefront, so anything less than what we have in 2 is gonna feel like a downgrade. Like I said, DICE is in no position to make it, especially...
Okay, let's just say, for all intents and purposes, let's say the original, let's just say Free Radical's version of Battlefront 3 release tomorrow. Let's just say, EA decided to give over the plans to, the people making the remastered collection. They were able to work lightning fast, fast like the Flash. And they were able to, hammer it out, and it will be out tomorrow. I don't think people would be that disappointed if Free Radical's version of Battlefront 3 was to release tomorrow. And the reason I say that, there are several reasons I say that, but a big reason, a majority of people don't necessarily like the sequels. They don't like the sequel trilogy. And Free Radical's version of Star Wars Battlefront 3 came out way before the sequels were even started production. It was made in, God, I want to say early 2009, probably somewhere around that time, but I could be completely wrong again. It looked pretty old for, what it was, and yeah, let's just say that, again, let's just say it released tomorrow. I don't think people would be that disappointed, because hey, it would follow the original formula for the OG Battlefront games, and it would complete that trilogy. As for a modern game, that's tough luck for those people that would want that. But hey, it's a third game. A third Battlefront game is still a third Battlefront game. Let's be real.
Especially after losing so much senior talent in the last few years. And I want to believe you that another studio could do it, but the nail in the coffin for this idea is if that studio isn't working with the Frostbite engine, they'll have to start from scratch. Now, the Frostbite engine can apparently be licensed to other studios, but it's...
Again, I don't think, for a third game, I think it should definitely stray away from the Frostbite engine. I mean, it works perfectly in Battlefield. And, it worked well in, the EA's 2 Battlefront games. But I don't know if I want to see it in a third. I think a good candidate would definitely be, if they were to start from scratch, a good candidate would be Unreal, because everybody and their mothers has access to Unreal. You could get the Unreal Engine, and you could develop an indie game, and you wouldn't really have to worry about much. So yeah, pretty much any studio could use not Frostbite. I mean, yeah, you would have to be licensed to use Frostbite, but any studio could use Unreal. So yeah, that would definitely be a good candidate for starting from scratch.
It's also notoriously hard to work with, so no studio in their right mind is going to license that software, pay the licensing fee to DICE and for the Star Wars IP, to then take years to teach their staff how to use it just to salvage the work that DICE has. If DICE would even let them use that work, you know what I mean? You see what a clusterfuck this would be? So much awesome work has already been done that like scrapping all of that is just an awful idea. Whoever makes Battlefront 3 needs to build on what's already there, because that's the only way we're gonna get Galactic Conquest again.
I mean, if you want Galactic Conquests, you gotta look at the source. You gotta look at the OG games. That's about it. Like, that's about it, man. If you're looking for inspiration for Galactic Conquests, EA's games are definitely not the place to go.
This is all besides the point that the perfect Battlefront 3 had already been canceled once before.
Again, it's a shot in the dark, but it could be possible that, you know, if EA coughed up this project right here, because I think EA actually has the rights to it, but if they cough it up and, you know, they hand it off to another studio, they wouldn't have much work to do unless they wanted to scale up the graphics. That's about it.
Unfortunately, there's just too much drama surrounding the series. I mean, the third and fourth games were planned by Free Radical and LucasArts, but bad blood between the two companies got them both canceled. Former Free Radical developer and current lead designer at Naughty Dog, Michael Barclay, said, Star Wars Battlefront 3 was going to be legit incredible, and the fact it got canceled 2 yards from the finish line is an absolute crime. Gamers don't know what they were robbed of. Oh,
Fudge Muppets, dude. Oh, God, man. If only we experienced it then. God, like, we would not even need EA to pick up the torch. God, dude, that sucks, man. That actually sucks.
I know, Michael. I know that we are robbed of a contender for greatest Star Wars video game ever made. I know you guys were planning on having ground to space battles in the same scenario, the same map. I know that you guys wanted to add Master Coda, Asajj Ventress, and Ahsoka as playable heroes. Still don't have that. And that you could just take off with a ship and fly up to an enemy carrier, and then it's just like you're in the Battlefront 2 space battles. A fourth game was in...
Bruh. Oh, shoot, dude. It would have been so good, man. It would have been so... Oh. It would have been absolutely insane, man. Just... Just what could have been was... Oh, God. I'm just beside myself at this point. I didn't think rewatching this would just... Bro. Let's just finish this up, because this... Wow.
The pre-planning phase, and it would have been all about what ifs. Alternate scenarios, and I found some of the coolest fucking concept art that I can't believe none of this has been used to sell skin.
Dude, just seeing this makes me so sad. God damn it all.
Or anything. Like Dark Mace Windu, an alternate scenario where his lightsaber exploded in the duel with Sidious, but he survived. Redeemed Vader. Look at that. Dark Jedi Leia, pre-Cyborg Grievous. Shit, man, I'd pay good money for cosmetics like these. A Battlefront game that's all about what if scenarios, it sounds like the perfect direction. It's such a shame, man. Free Radical had so many incredible ideas that you can check out on this archive site if you want to be sad. Although the unfinished gameplay looks rough, it gives you a pretty good idea of how awesome this game would have been if it was complete. These concept art images remind me of that alternate ending in the episode 3 game
Yes.
where Anakin kills Obi-Wan.
Oh my god, this as a scenario in Battlefront 3, this would have been so cool to see, you know, a proper continuation of this. Oh my god, this would have been so cool, dude. Oh my god. I just damn it, dude.
In the Mustafar duel, and then he kills Palpatine and says,
No, the galaxy belongs to me.
that was
Dude, this is, I hurt my knee by slapping it. Oh, fuck. God. A lot of this latter bit is gonna be me malding, cause, well, dude, if you're a fan of Star Wars Battlefront, especially the classic games, you'd be malding too. You'd be malding too, cause god damn it all. This was so good. Oh god. This would have been. This would have. Oh. I can't even process words now, cause this. Damn it.
It's one of like the coolest Star Wars moments ever. So imagine creating an entire game based around moments and stories like that. What would have happened?
There would have been ODST drop pods. Dude. The fact that this was not an actual game, that this was not a finished product, this is a capital offense, dude. Like, this is genuinely a capital offense why this game was not released. Oh, shit. Dude. It would have been so good, bro. I can't say anything else other than it would have been so good, because it would have. It would have. Oh.
If Darth Vader lived, you know, after Luke saved him from the Emperor? What if Luke turned to the dark side at some point? Maybe these games are just too ambitious, and that's why we haven't seen a third one. Free Radical apparently was unable to meet milestones, deadlines, and eventually LucasArts got fed up with it. And though Battlefront 2015 offered a great spectacle, it just wasn't it, Chief. You know, nobody wants to have a new...
No way it could have lived up to what could have been in Battlefront 3. Like, there was no shot that it could have lived up, even in the slightest bit, to that masterpiece, man. It's so sad.
Neutered Battlefront again, with no Clone Wars or space battles, you know what I mean? Anything less than what we currently have with Battlefront 2 would feel disappointing. Realistically, it's just such an imposing game for anyone to make. So with all that being said, I think it's apparent why Battlefront 3 hasn't been made, why it was canceled in 2008, and why EA rejected a sales pitch for it, and why nobody is currently working on it. It's a monumental task too easy to fuck up. I hope to see it one day. I mean,
yeah,
hopefully before
same.
I die, because there's a hole in my heart that only wrist rockets can fill. The series just might be too ambitious, too much of a risk, and not a single developer is in a position to build off the latest entry.
Just wait till you see it. Just wait till you see it, because guess what? Oh my, look! It's Ubisoft with Star Wars Battlefront 1! Again! This is just gonna be a cycle where different studios will get the Battlefront license, or like name or whatever, and they're only gonna make 2 games before passing it off to another developer. I feel like it's gonna be cyclical, dude, and that's... It's the rule of 2, man. It all comes back to the rule of 2. Bro.
So where does that leave us? Well, you and me, we're all just brothers and sisters without an army. And that is the tragedy of Star Wars Battlefront 3.
What a tragedy it
Post your thoughts
is.
and ideas for your
Good
ideal
Lord,
Battlefront
man.
3 in the comments below. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the Act Man for more awesome content. Alright, everyone, that's all I got for today. This is the Act Man signing out.
Alright.
Peace!
I got glitched, apparently. Okay, there you go. Yeah, bro, it's just is heartbreaking to see. Like, is actually heartbreaking. The fact that you know the third game would have been like the ultimate cap off to an amazing trilogy, kind of like Halo 3 was. Even though I liked Halo 2 a lot better, let's be completely honest. But yeah, the third game would have been the penultimate experience to, you know, an amazing series of classic games, dude. Okay, yeah, give me a sec, link to the video, there you go. Oh, god dang it, dude. That just, you hate to see it. Like, you genuinely hate to see it, man.